Okay guys, welcome to the box break from 5/17. This is a full jumbo box of 2012 Bowman. I'd like to start with the list of who everybody has with a slight variation on your name. We've got Junkie, Rangers, Orioles, and Braves. Fuji has the Rockies, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers. Bat has the Astros, Marlins, and Nationals. John has the Giants and the Tigers. Vic has the Padres, Cubs, Brewers, Mets, Rays, White Sox, White Sox, Indians, and Twins. Jade has the Pirates, Blue Jays, Royals, A's, and Mariners. Wild has the Angels. Sword has the Yankees. Free has the Red Sox. DJ57 has the Phillies. Cards is Wave, and Mr. Red has the Reds. Alright, we'll get started. Empty box. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay. I have Lucas Duda, Mets, Alan Craig, Cardinals, Chris Carpenter, Cardinals, Ryan Braun, Brewers, Josh Beckett of the Red Sox, Ike Davis of the Mets, Todd Helton of the Rockies, Derek Jeter, Yankees. We got Bowman Chrome, Brenny Paulino, Tigers, Anthony Rendon, Nationals, Clay Holmes of the Pirates, Josh Bell of the Pirates, Nick Kingham of the Pirates. I've got a gold Desmond Jennings of the Rays, Bowman's Best Shelby Miller of the Cards. We have our first hit. I'll put that back at the back and we'll go through these. Lucas Heredia of the Pirates, Jonathan Galvez of the Padres, Cheslor Cuthbert of the Royals, Daniel Corsina of the Reds, Brett Krill, Giants, Matthew Scherzer of the Cubs, Andrelton Simmons of the Braves, Matt Perk, Nationals, Jamal Weeks, A's, Ryan Zimmerman, Nationals, Casey Kochman, Indians, Matt Garza, Cubs, Jared Parker, A's, Tyler Pasternicki, Braves, Jared Weaver, Angels, Jose Valverde, Tigers, and our first hit is Andrew Susac of the Giants. Right. And the Giants belong to John. Congratulations, John. Okay. We've got Ian Kinsler for the Rangers, Matt Kemp, Dodgers, Adrian Gonzalez, Red Sox, Liam Hendricks, Twins, Matt Cain, Giants, Michael Kadire, Rockies, Dexter Fowler, Rockies. Got Brian Brickhouse of the Royals, Julio Rodriguez of the Phillies, Brandon Jacobs, Red Sox, Claudio Custodio of the Yanks, Jamier Candelario of the Cubs. Got a gold Corey Lukey. Got an orange Charlie Tilson of the Cardinals. And that's numbered 97 out of 250. And the Cardinals belong to Wade. Got a Bowman's Best, Ryan Braun. Got a blue chrome refractor of Austin Hedges for the Padres. And that's numbered 44 of 250. And the Padres belong to Vic. Congratulations on that, Vic. Got a Jumar Candelario, Xander Bogaerts, Tyler Austin of the Yankees, AJ Jimenez Blue Jays, Todd McInnes Cardinals, Justin Nicolino Blue Jays, Joe Ross of the Padres, Will Swanner Rockies, Troy Tulowitzki of the Rockies, Neil Walker of the Pirates, Jordan Zimmerman Washington Nationals, Brandon Beachy Braves, Mark Reynolds of the Orioles, Nick Markakis of the Orioles, Jesus Montero rookie card of the Mariners, and Colby Rasmus Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, I've got a Cliff Lee with the Phillies, Nair Morgan of the Brewers, Yadier Molina Cardinals, Dylan Betances of the Yankees, Madison Bumgarner Giants, Jeremy Hellickson Rays, Udubal Jimenez of the Indians, Brandon Drury Braves, Cheslor Cuthbert Royals, Chris Rarick of the Rays, Kyrell Hudson Phillies, Joseph Staley of the Giants, Matt Joyce of the Rays. Okay, I've got a hit here. We've got a red ice for the Phillies of Roy Oswalt, and it is numbered 3 of 25. And the Phillies belong to DJ 57. Congrats on that, DJ. Got a Michael Krause Blue Jays, CC Sabathia Yankees, Mike Murray Giants, Jeff Malm Rays, Brandon Jacobs of the Red Sox, Eric Arce Blue Jays, Dante Bichette Jr. of the Yankees, Brandon Brown of the Mets, Devin Ethier Dodgers, Michael Krause of the Blue Jays, BJ Upton Rays. They got a Steven Strasburg of the Nationals, Alex Rodriguez of the Yankees, Brandon Phillips of the Reds, Bud Norris of the Astros, Hanley Ramirez, Miami Marlins, Jimmy Rollins of the Phillies, Drew Storen of the Nationals. Alright, I got a Michael Bourne of the Braves, John Axford of the Brewers, Dan Herron Angels, Desmond Jennings of the Rays, Matt Joyce of the Rays, Corey Lubke of the Padres, Brian McCann of the Braves, Brandon Morrow Blue Jays, Luis Angel Sanz of the Tigers, Michael Brady of the Marlins, Daniel Norris Blue Jays, Nathan Freeman of the Padres, Josh Bowman of the A's, Keith Couch of the Red Sox. Have a gold Dan Herron of the Angels. I've got a blue Miami Marlins Matt Dominguez, and that's numbered 406 of 500. Bubba Starling Bowman's Best of the Royals. San Diego Padres Austin Hedges, Charlie Tilson of the Cardinals, Carlos Martinez Cardinals, Jose Osuna of the Pirates, Anthony Rendon of the Nationals, Kyle Simon of the Orioles, Oscar Tavares of the Cardinals, Philip Wunderlich of the Rays, Toronto Blue Jays J.P. Arancibia, Ricky Romero of the Blue Jays. You got a Yoenis Cespedes rookie card for the A's, Chris Parmelee rookie card for the Twins, Drew Pomeranz rookie card of the Rockies, Chris Sale of the White Sox, and Mike Trout of the Angels. Okay, I got Carl Crawford, Red Sox, Doug Fister of the Tigers, I got a Josh Hamilton of the Rangers, I got Ryan Howard of the Phillies, Ian Kennedy of the Diamondbacks, Jeff Locke of the Pirates, Miguel Montero, Diamondbacks, Jason Mott of the Cardinals, Tim Crabb of the Reds, Boone Whiting, Cardinals, Emilio King of the Astros, Brandon Brown of the Mets, Jonathan Galvez of the Padres, Carlos Martinez of the Cardinals. I have a gold Alan Craig of the Cardinals. We've got a blue Cole Hamels of the Phillies, and that's numbered 486 of 500. Got Will Middlebrooks, Bowman's Best, Nick Marone of the Angels, Clay Holmes of the Pirates, Robbie Price, Rays. I've got a Matthew West for the Rangers, Andrew Susac of the Giants, Eddie Rosario of the Twins, Richard Jones of the Cubs, Francisco Lindor of the Indians, Josh Johnson of Marlins, Giancarlo Stanton, Marlins. I messed that up. Escobar, Blue Jays, Kevin Youkilis of the Red Sox, Nick Swisher of the Yankees, Ben Revere of the Twins, and Anibal Sanchez of the Miami Marlins. Okay, guys, I got Taylor Green of the Brewers, Daniel Hudson of the Diamondbacks, John Lester of the Red Sox, Matt Moore, rookie card of the Rays, Joe Mauer, Twins, Evan Longoria of the Rays, Prince Fielder, Tigers, Ariel Pena of the Angels, Greg Bird of the Yankees, Eric Arce of the Blue Jays, Jose Campos of the Yankees, Jose Vinicio of the Red Sox, Luis Heredia of the Pirates, Brian McCann Gold of the Braves. I have a Silver Ice of Kyle Simon for the Orioles. Got a Bowman's Best Matt Kemp, Noah Perio of Miami Marlins, David Medina Cardinals, Emilio King Astros, Dayan Diaz of the Astros, Danny Barnes Blue Jays, Josh Bowman of the Athletics, Adonis Cardona of the Blue Jays, Keith Couch Red Sox, Shane Victorino Phillies, Justin Upton of the Diamondbacks, Irvin Santana Angels, Scott Rowland Reds. I got a Buster Posey of the Giants, Jordan Pacheco of the Rockies, Mark Teixeira of the Yankees, and Jordan Walden for the Angels. Okay, I got a Johnny Cueto of the Reds, Colin Cowgill of the Athletics, Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers, Joe Benson of the Twins, Alex Avila of the Tigers, Tommy Hanson Braves, Matt Holliday Cardinals, at Chipper Jones of the Braves, Casey Lawrence of the Blue Jays, Matthew Souzer of the Cubs, Francisco Lindor of the Indians, Casey Herther of the Angels. I got a Garrett Cole of the Pirates, Andrelton Simmons of the Braves, Michael Bourne Gold of the Braves. I got a Silver Ice of Ike Davis for the Mets, Tyler Skaggs Bowman's Best for the Diamondbacks. I got a Garrett Cole base card for the Pirates. Brandon Drury of the Braves, Jesus Galindo of the Giants, Kyrell Hudson of the Phillies, Jake Marisnick of the Blue Jays, Daniel Norris of the Blue Jays, Chris Rierick of the Rays, Brennan Smith Tigers, Jose Reyes Marlins, Brad Peacock of the A's, Salvador Perez Royals, Melky Cabrera Giants, Michael Taylor Athletics, James Shields Rays, and Willen Rosario of the Rockies. Okay, we got Alex Liddy of the Mariners, Sean Markham of the Brewers, Brandon McCarthy of the A's, Felix Hernandez of the Mariners, Jacoby Ellsbury Red Sox, Nelson Cruz for the Rangers, Robinson Cano Yankees, Devin Ethier of the Dodgers, Jake Marinesk of the Blue Jays, Jackie Bradley Jr. of the Red Sox, Edward Cabrera of the Rockies, Noah Perio of the Marlins, Jonathan Berti of the Blue Jays. We got a John Oxford of the Brewers Gold, Pedro Alvarez International for the Pirates, Devin Masrocco of the Reds, Casey Lawrence Blue Jays, Dylan Howard Indians, Nathan Freeman Padres, Josh Bell Pirates, Michael Brady Miami, Nick Castellanos Tigers, Rookie Davis for the Yankees, J.R. Graham for the Braves, Hunter Pence for the Phillies, Ivan Nova for the Yankees, Chase Utley for the Phillies, Max Scherzer for the Tigers, Eric Hosmer for the Royals, Delman Young for the Tigers, C.J. Wilson for the Angels, Joey Votto for the Reds, and an advertisement card. Got James Darnell for the Padres, Sensu Chu Indians, Lance Berkman for the Cardinals, Elvis Andrus for the Rangers, Brett Gardner Yankees, James Loney Dodgers, Craig Kimbrell Braves, Derek Holland for the Rangers, Joe Ross for the Padres, Rookie Davis for the Yankees, Brett Krill for the Giants, Taylor Whittington for the Mets, Anthony Fernandez for the Mariners. I got a gold Brandon Morrow for the Blue Jays, Dylan Betances for the Yankees. We've got our next hit. I'm going to set it right here, and we'll get back to that in a moment. We got Josh Edgin of the Mets, J.T. Wise Dodgers, Taylor Whittington of the Mets, Jose Vecino of the Red Sox, Greg Bird of the Yankees, Brian Brickhouse of the Royals, Tommy Joseph Giants, Levi Michael Twins, Chris Young of the Diamondbacks. We got Ichiro for the Mariners, Matt Lotus for the Reds, Neftali Feliz Rangers, Gio Gonzalez Nationals. I've got a Yu Darvish base rookie card for the Rangers, Ryan Vogelsong Giants, Dan Uggla Braves, and an advertisement card. Okay, our second hit is a Willen Rosario for the Colorado Rockies. And let's see here. The Rockies belong to Fuji, so congratulations on that, Fuji. And it is not a numbered card. Okay, moving on. Got Corey Hart for the Brewers, Curtis Granderson Yankees, Paul Konerko of the White Sox, Justin Masterson of the Indians, Justin Morneau Twins. We got Adrian Beltre for the Rangers, Jay Bruce for the Reds, Danny Holtzen for the Mariners, Tyler Collins for the Tigers, Dean Green for the Tigers, Justin Nicolino for the Blue Jays, J.R. Graham for the Braves, Jacob Anderson for the Blue Jays, Lucas Duda gold for the Mets. I've got an international Asdrubal Cabrera for the Tigers. Got a Brad Peacock Bowman's Best. We got a Jacques Peterson for the Dodgers. Angeles Nina for the Rockies. I've got a Bryce Harper base for the Nationals. Nick Kingham for the Pirates. Raul Alcantara for the Red Sox. Jose Campos Yankees. Claudio Custodio Yankees. Tyler Gagnon for the Rockies. Carlos Santana Indians. Carlos Ruiz Phillies. David Price for the Rays. Dustin Pedroia for the Red Sox. And got Alexio Gondo for the Rangers. Ricky Weeks for the Brewers. Michael Young for the Rangers. And Alex Gordon for the Royals. Now the 2-packs. Got a Cole Hamels for the Phillies. Paul Goldschmidt for the Diamondbacks, Giovanni Gallardo for the Brewers, R.A. Dickey for the Mets, Starlin Castro for the Cubs, Brennan Bosch for the Tigers, Pedro Alvarez for the Pirates, Asdrubal Cabrera for the Indians, Jose Osuna for the Pirates, Nick Delmonico Orioles, Oscar Taveras for the Cardinals, Greg Billow for the Royals, Nick Castellanos for the Tigers, Adonis Cardona for the Blue Jays, Chris Carpenter gold. I've got an orange Ryan Howard for the Phillies, and that's numbered 130 of 250. Bryce Harper Bowman's Best, Brenny Paulino of the Tigers, Julio Rodriguez for the Phillies, Dean Green for the Tigers, Luis Angel Sanz for the Tigers, Greg Billow for the Royals, Tyler Collins for the Tigers, Nick Delbonico for the Orioles, Anthony Fernandez Mariners, Brett Pill for the Giants, David Ortiz for the Red Sox, Jason Worth for the Nationals, Adam Jones Orioles, Aramis Ramirez Brewers, Mike Moustakas for the Royals, and Trevor Cahill for the Diamondbacks. And the last pack. There's our last hit, making sure it was in there. Okay, here we go. We've got Arenaldis Chapman for the Reds, Ian Desmond Nationals, Freddie Freeman of the Braves, Roy Halladay Phillies, Tim Hudson of the Braves, Howie Kendrick of the Angels, Ted Lilly Dodgers, Victor Martinez Tigers, Levi Michael of the Twins, Mario Yepes for the Mariners, Richard Jones of the Cubs, Daniel Corsino of the Reds, Adam Duvall Giants. Got a gold Ryan Braun for the Brewers, got a Bowman's Best of Albert Pujols for the Angels, Paul Holman for the Cubs, Ariel Pena of the Angels, Joseph Staley Giants, Boone Whiting Cardinals, Jackie Bradley Jr. for the Red Sox, Jonathan Berte for the Blue Jays, Tim Crabb for the Reds, Ian Gack for the Braves, Brett Lowry of the Blue Jays, Eric Surkamp of the Giants, CC Sabathia Yankees, Mariano Rivera Yankees, Michael Pineda of the Yankees, Roy Oswalt Phillies, Giovanni Soto of the Cubs, and Vance Worley of the Phillies. Alright, and our last hit and our last card, we have a Jock Peterson for the Dodgers, and it's a refractor numbered to 500. Numbered 71. 500. So the Dodgers are owned by Fuji, so congratulations on that hit. Alright guys, this concludes the jumbo break. I really appreciate all you guys getting in on it. Thank you.